There's fuck all released this week that interests me, and with the new Doom coming out in May, I see no better reason to go back and play all the previous games. So let's kick off starting with the first Doom. I know Doom needs no introduction, even people who don't play video games and their dogs know what Doom is, but nevertheless. Doom was developed by id Software, published by GT Interactive and released in 1993. It is not just a first-person shooter, but the granddaddy of all first-person shooters. Yes, I know Catacomb 3D and Wolfenstein 3D were first, but this is one that brought the FPS into the spotlights. The plot to Doom is you are a nameless, mute, except for grunting, marine who is based on Mars. When the scientists do what they always do in video games and fuck up, a portal is open between the base and hell itself. Hordes of demons come through killing everyone. You are the last person left and the only one who can stop the demons from reaching Earth. With that, the adventure begins as you zoom around, breaking the land speed record, killing shit tons of demons while screaming at your computer screen with massive amounts of adrenaline rushing through your vein. Let's be honest, who gives a shit about the plot to Doom? Nobody plays Doom for the plot. The only thing the player needs to know is Marine plus Mars plus Portal to Hell plus Demons equals Marine killing tons of demons. That is enough. No more needed. As far as first-person shooters go, Doom is one of the fastest-paced games you will ever come across, as you run around the place as if you had a rocket shoved up your arse. Throughout each level you have to reach the exit, which is generally obstructed by having to find keys and of course hordes of demons. The game starts off with relatively easy to kill, little damage dealing enemies which you mow through like the lawnmower scene in Brain Dead or Dead Alive in America. As you progress, however, the enemies become stronger until you finally meet the cyber demon and curl up crying for your mammy as he makes you wear your ass as a hat. The first of the 4 episodes is very much a build-up of showing you the basics to the game, slowly building the enemies from the easiest to hardest. For the second episode on, the game begins to throw everything at you, tougher enemies more frequently and bigger groups of enemies for the slaughter. To help you in your quest of jibbing tons of demons, you have an arsenal of weapons at your disposal. Pistol, shotgun, super shotgun, minigun, rocket launcher, plasma gun, chainsaw, and of course one of the most iconic weapons in video gaming, the big fucking gun 9000. The BFG 9000 is easily one of the most fun weapons to use in video games, as you literally clear out entire rooms of enemies with one blast, turning everything into demon stew. There are also a number of power-ups to be found, such as Mega Health, which gives you 100 health, allowing you to pass the standard 100 health. Supercharge, which gives you 200 armor and health. Berserk allows you to explode enemies while punching them, and more. In classic retro FPS style, each level has secrets to be found, which can contain weapons, power-ups, ammo, and armor. Some are basic and easy to find by simply grunting at the walls, while others are a bit more complex and harder to find. The level design is generally well done, levels are relatively linear, but give a little bit of room for exploration. There are perhaps a handful of levels that are a bit of an arse to navigate around, but that is more due to limitations of video games at the time than actually bad design. If I was to complain about the level design in any regard, it would be the levels with certain puzzle elements that involve figuring out what portal goes where. It slows down the gameplay a bit too much. If you spend any longer than 1 minute without killing something, you are not playing Doom right. I played Doom to kill shit tons of demons, not figuring out what portal goes where. Were they really worried about the player becoming bored and throwing key fetching and portal puzzles because of it? You could give me a long road with the occasional bend here and there and I'd still love Doom. The monsters are well designed and stand tall against the sprites of video games released several years later. Duke Nukem 3D was released in 1996 and Shadow Warrior in 1997 as 2 more famous examples, and the Doom sprites look like supermodels in comparison, and it was released in 1993. Doom is as easy to pick up today as it was back in 1993. It may not be as easy for those who may not have played it before due to its graphics, gameplay and controls. Add in the brutal Doom V20B mod and you will be crapping yourself with excitement within seconds of playing. Overall, Doom to this day, 23 years after release, remains one of the most absorbing, over-the-top, ridiculous, adrenaline-filled fun shooters out there. The secret to Doom is how fluent it is. Unlike games like Serious Sam and Painkiller, despite them being awesome games in their own right, they feel more like room-by-room shooters. You go into a room, tons of enemies spawn in, kill all the enemies and move on to the next room, repeat. With Doom, however, it's just all go, it's smooth and the action doesn't slow down. Overall, Doom is as much fun as it was back in 1993, and I can truly see why companies had to start installing Doom blockers onto their computers to stop employees playing it during work. It is that addictive, and with that, I give it a 9.5 out of 10, just as I would if I was reviewing it in 1993. The only thing stopping Doom from getting a 10 is those damn portal puzzles in certain levels, which slow down the gameplay as you attempt to figure out which leads where. Apart from that, Doom is as close to the perfect shooter as you're going to get. So that is Doom. If you enjoyed the review, why not join me tomorrow for my review on the sequel, Doom 2. Until then, get Doom and install the Brutal Doom version 20B mod and prepare for a rip in your trousers as you're going to be going on one crazy fucking ride.
Get off, scum!